We're going to return to Edgecombe now, where farmers raced into action today helping others whose properties have been isolated or swamped in flood waters. A call for help over a local radio station attracted a response from far and wide after a canal burst its banks on Gow Road this morning, forcing the evacuation of families and stock. Some farmers are now considering drying their stock off early rather than sending them to higher ground, but they do have real concerns about the canals breaching in the coming days. Earlier today, our reporter Zac Fleming and our cameraman Bradley White visited the Awaiti Canal and spoke to farmer Matt Gow.
The canals that run through and alongside the farms just on the outskirts of Edgecombe are swollen. They're swollen because of the deluge that happened this week, and they're swollen because farmers are pumping water into them from their farms in efforts to keep them dry. But farmers say the main thing that's causing them to be swollen is because the stop bank in Edgecombe hasn't been plugged yet. The water from the Rangitiki River that's flooding into Edgecombe, they say, is coming here, into these canals and onto their farms. They didn't want to speak to me on camera, but they're angry. They're angry that that stop bank hasn't been plugged yet, because they say if it's not plugged soon, these canals are going to flood over onto their farms. Some of them are trying to evacuate their cows off their farms in efforts to try and save them. That's how worried they are that these canals are going to burst.
I'm fourth generation here, so early 1920s.
And the problem we have now, how bad is that compared to what you've seen?
I've been back for just over 20 years, and it's the first time the Rangitiki's come over this side of the river. So certainly the first time I know that Edgecombe's been affected the way it has, and it's going to be. Everyone's learning where the river's going. Like we know now, but over the last 24 hours it's a bit of guesswork.
The problem that you guys have specifically, if we forget about Edgecombe for a minute, I know that's not easy to do, but what's going on down here?
There are probably about 500 metres away from us, there are farms that are completely underwater. All those farms have had their stock and people evacuated over the last 12 hours. We're just on our farm here, we're okay at this stage, we're just looking at options. We do need to get rid of stock or dry cows off, and we've kind of elected that if we're sending cows away for 3 weeks and someone else is getting the milk from them, and then we're bringing them back and we're going to be drying them off anyway, so we're just going to be drying them off now and battening down the hatches, and hopefully we don't get any wetter.
Can you talk to me about the canals though? What's the problem? What's the risk that might happen?
The canals are holding out all right at the moment. They're all full. There's a little bit of breaching in different places, but the problem is that the Rangitiki is now entering other catchment areas, and from here on in, a lot of the water that's come through Edgecombe is coming across farmland, and it's just going down the catchment area, and the further down you go, it's almost definite that all that water has to go through flood pumps from here on in.
So you say through flood pumps because these are areas of land that it doesn't drain away, it has to be physically pumped out?
Yep, they're all kind of at sea level type areas, and all those areas have to be pumped. Yeah.
It's a massive undertaking.
Yeah, we had it back in 2004, but on the other side of the river, and it's pretty awesome how the community comes together and everyone gets their tractors and pumps, and the network gets going, and it seems to work. It's unfortunately, it is a bit of a drama at the time, but it is water, and hopefully we can get rid of it.
It's a drama that is unfortunately kind of out of your control. It's one of those frustrating situations. What do you need from civil defence or the government, or what do you need to try and fix this or stop this from getting any worse? I think the priority, and I think it is from the people that powers that be, is to try and plug up the hole in Edgecombe. It's just stopping that water and directing as much water as possible just to get out to sea, and it's just a matter of draining all the flooded areas one way or another. I think everyone's been doing a pretty awesome job of there's been a lot of people from out of town coming to help out, or from civil defence and things like that, and I think they've from what I know of it, they've handled it pretty well considering they don't know the territory around here, and everyone's just chipping in and getting on top.
Matt Gow talking to Zac Fleming. Extraordinary to when you start to explore these places. There is a Gow Road I think it's Gow Road or Gow Street in Edgecombe, and that family is all along it. The Gows have been there for generations and they farm right through Edgecombe. Matt, one of them. Fonterra has replied with a statement: the river level has dropped overnight and we had planned to begin reopening our plant in Edgecombe. It's right on the side of the river, just almost directly across from the town. However, new information about the state of the nearby flood bank has delayed our intended restart. We will continue to assess the situation, but the welfare of our staff, farmers and animals remains our priority. Our local farm source store will remain closed due to the flooding. Approximately 40 of our local farms are impacted by the flooding. The co-op is supporting those farmers as much as possible. We've fielded a huge number of calls from nearby farmers with offers of help managing stock and support from the Edgecombe community. Where we collect milk off the farm, it's being redirected to our manufacturing sites in the Waikato